Hi, my name is Christian St. Cyr, publisher of the Ontario Labour Market Report, and welcome to this introduction to Labour Market Online. Let me ask you a question. Where do you go for labour market information? There are a lot of great resources out there, but I think probably two of the places that people go most often is the Labour Market Information page for the province of Ontario and the Job Bank at canada.com or part of Service Canada. And they're both great resources. In terms of specializing in labour market information, I think from an Ontario perspective, they're unmatched. But there are lots of other great resources, things like ONET, which is a US resource, but it has fantastic detailed information on personality, values, those sorts of things about job search. You have Statistics Canada, you have CPA Ontario, Industry Canada, the Conference Board of Canada, and Central One Credit Union both provide great economic analysis. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business gives great insights into sort of the business perspective. The Tourism Industry Association of Ontario gives great labour market information for the tourism sector, while BuildForce Canada provides great information for the construction sector. There's the National Occupation Classification, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, Glassdoor. There's lots of great resources. What do all of these websites have in common? Even the Ontario Labour Market Report, we've been providing great labour market information for 5 or 6 years now. But what is unique about all of these websites is they all specialize in publishing their own content. And so every time you go to one of these websites, they're producing great information, but it gets out of date. It's usually too large perspective. People are looking for more of a local or regional content, and they don't have anybody else's information. So quite often people will go to these great resources, they won't find what they're looking for, and then they'll do what so many people do all over the world. Let's turn to Google. Let's see what Google has to say about different industries. And what all of this means is time. You have career professionals who are spending an enormous amount of time just struggling through the internet, trying to find the information that they're looking for when they're looking for it. So we created Labour Market Online as a curator of labour market information, bringing thousands of resources into one secure website. We have two goals in this endeavor. One is we want to save you time. We don't want you wasting away countless minutes and hours trying to find kernels of labour market information to assist the clients and individuals you're working with. We also want to ensure that you find the very best information that's available. The three things that I have found that people routinely want when they're looking for labour market information is they're looking for information that's relevant, they're looking for information that's current, and they're looking for information that's specific. And the idea behind labour market information was to be able to provide this sort of information to people and keep it updated all the time. Labour Market Online provides an online platform, and what does that include? Well, it's unlimited 24-hour access to a secure database for all frontline career development staff, but also the students and clients that you're working with, so they're able to access it from their homes. Updates through our weekly Labour Market Hot Sheet for all career development staff, video curriculum to assist with researching the labour market and job search support, dozens of occupational and industry profiles available nowhere else in print or PDF format, specialty publications such as the Ontario Labour Market Report, Ontario Labour Market Guide, and the top 100 occupations that require 1 to 2 years of vocational training. We also provide complimentary access for all staff to attend our monthly labour market briefings, providing the very latest labour market information. Our online credentials allow clients and students to access the database from their home. So let's take a closer look at Labour Market Online. We just go to OntarioLabourMarketOnline.org. So when you arrive at the website, this is our home page, and you click on Login. The first thing a person sees is sort of the sign up page. So every staff member of yours, once you become a member, will come to this page. They'll put in their own email address, their own password. The system will recognize the URL in their email address and will automatically approve them and send them a confirmation email. Because we already have a password, we're just going to go to Login, and I'm going to type in and we will log in. And so we're immediately taken to the membership gateway page. So there's really 3 different functions on this web page. So we have the full labor market directory, which we'll visit in a moment. We have the most popular sections of Labour Market Online, which are listed here. And then we have professional development. So we just have the last of our registration for our annual Labour Market Year in Review workshop. but we also have a link to our monthly labor market briefing. And so anybody who wants to register for that, it's always the last Thursday of the month, just clicks here and they're automatically put into the registration page. But because this is our first trip to the website, we'll click on the Membership Gateway page. And so we see all of the major sections. So we've divided this up as though somebody is actually looking for work, wanting to plan out a career choice, wanting to consider education and training, or they're a career professional who's advising them. So first of all, we have breaking news. This is where we keep track of all of the labor market information we come across on a daily basis and provide links and more information. We'll come back to that in a second. Then you have understanding the labor market, Ontario occupations and industries, labor market briefing recordings, so recordings of our monthly training sessions, labor market podcasts, the latest research and reports, occupational research, apprenticeship, education and training, networking and business organizations, career planning resources, self-employment, and exclusive Ontario Labour Market Report publications. But we can actually visit these things more effectively by just going to our most popular pages when we first log in. So first we come to breaking news. On breaking news, we've divided all of the information that we come across into three categories. So research, business, and government. And so here's an article, for instance, with the state of emergency, Ontario boosts workplace inspections, and we're automatically linked with the article and we can gather the information that we're looking for. Or alternatively, here's a business article about Heddle Shipyards, which continues to grow hiring in spite of the pandemic. And there's the article. And in our research section, we have information that's relevant for a variety of ways. And so these are Canada's 10 best cities to find a job despite COVID-19. And so again, the cities are listed here, but also information provided about why that they're listed here. So those are just three articles that happen to be current. But it's a great way of staying on top. When career professionals are doing so many different things for their clients or students on a daily basis, this allows them a one-stop shop to sort of check in and say, okay, what's new going on in the labor market? After this, we have the current edition of the Ontario Labour Market Report. So quite often, you're getting 1,000 pieces of email each week, and so we want to sort of set ourselves apart from that. So we are sending out the Ontario Labour Market Report by email, but we also provide it here in a clickable form. So we can click on the most recent report, we automatically get it. If you haven't seen it before, there's usually two articles. This one's about a new work permit being issued to international students in Canada to try to get them to stay in Canada longer. This is about Shopify's plan to hire 2,021 technical staff this year. These are a number of different articles that we came across that we thought were interesting, and they all have clickable links. Sort of what we've tracked in social media this week, a community calendar with different events that are happening, job postings for the career development sector, an interesting fact, and a quote of the week. And so, as I said, this goes out to all of your staff by email, but anyone can find it just by visiting the website and clicking on the link. We also have our specialty publications. So here we have a copy of Ontario's top 100 careers requiring 1 to 2 years of vocational training. Person just clicks on it, automatically gets a PDF copy. We also have the Ontario Labour Market Guide, again, with a clickable link. After this, we have the latest research reports and studies. And so quite often we come across interesting reports and studies and surveys, and what we try to do is upload the links to the actual content. And so here's an article from Central One Credit Union where they talk about just sort of the latest state of the economy. You click on that and you automatically get to the report. And again, as I said, it's in PDF format. And so we are culling research and reports from dozens of different organizations that are providing a unique perspective on the labor market or different industries or different occupations. We also have data on industries and occupations. This is in many ways the sort of the crown jewel of Labor Market Online, because we find that when people are looking for labor market information, they're searching out an occupation much of the time, but they're really trying to better understand the industry that that occupation is in. So for instance, if we click on construction as an example, we get the construction website or the construction page, and so it's divided up into a number of sections. We have a clickable link that takes us back to the province of Ontario and their page, and they're right up about carpenters, so we're getting sort of that local information both from a provincial and a regional basis. But we also have industry research, so a person can just sort of scroll down here and come up with some of the latest research. So we can look construction and maintenance looking forward, Ontario for 2020. And this is the latest research and reports for all of the provinces. And there we have our Ontario report. We also have industry links. And so if a person wants to connect with the industry more effectively, all of the professional associations in construction in this case, but for every industry, are listed here. So for instance, we can click on the Canadian Association of Women in Construction and immediately get their page with all of their links and research provided. We also have industry news, and so we're constantly culling labor market information for all of the major industries and uploading that information with easy to click on links. So here's where the minister is vowing to send recruiters into high schools to try to encourage young people to go into trades. So we're constantly gathering new information that we think would be relevant for people who want to work in the construction industry, or really any industry. One of the things that I think is really unique about Labor Market Online is we're always tracking the very latest information. So this is the labor force survey that was released in early January. It tells us that in the province of Ontario there are 542,600 workers, that there are 50,000 employers that employ people, 90,000 solo entrepreneurs that have their own business. There's an unemployment rate of 6.7%, and that was the very most recent data. There's an average salary of $31.74 per hour, that 88% of workers are men, 12% are women, that there are 14% of the workers are under the age of 25, and 18% of workers are over the age of 55. So you have sort of that latest information that's constantly changing, as opposed to some websites where that information can be years old much of the time. We also have community-based employment data. And so one of the things that I think is really unique here, and this is something you'll only find on Labor Market Online, is research data on every major community throughout the province. And so this is the December employment data, was released in early January. We can see for the province of Ontario how many people were employed or unemployed or not in the workforce, what was the employment rate, the unemployment rate, and the participation rate. But we can tell you specifically how many people were employed in every one of the 10 NOC categories. So we have management, business, finance and administration, natural and applied sciences, health occupations. The NOC codes that start with 0 are management occupations. NOC codes that start with 3 are health occupations. And so we do that for the province of Ontario, but we extrapolate to be able to do it for every single one of the census metropolitan areas. And then we take it a step further and we're able to do it for 85 different communities throughout the province. And so a person can gather the very latest information about their community. They can look and see how many people were working in health occupations in Waterloo, as an example, in the month of January or December. So we can see there's 3,466, but then we can also look back to how many people were working in the month of December or in the month of November or October, and you can see what's the trend for certain occupations, what's the trend for the unemployment rate, how many people are unemployed today versus how many people were unemployed last month. And so this is a really valuable set of data that you will only find on Labor Market Online. We also have videos of our past webinars. So say for instance, you wanted to attend the January session, which we did on December 31st, but you couldn't come. You could actually go onto Labor Market Online later on, click on the video, input your email address and password, your email address and first name and last name, and then immediately watch the video. To make things a little easier, we also have uploaded the PowerPoint presentation. And so you can immediately view the PowerPoint presentation and look at all of the data that we presented. And as I said, we do these training sessions every single month. And on this particular page, we have January, December, November, October, September, August. So we have a whole year of labor market training sessions. So if you are hiring a new staff person or you're new to your organization, you can look back at the last couple of months and see what is the very latest labor market information. If a person's interested in attending our monthly webinars, they just click on it here. So they can click on it here, register for the February 2021 webinar, or click here. Either one will take them to the GoToWebinar page where they're able to actually access this information. So we feel as though we've put together a really comprehensive set of information here. It is, we believe, a a well-established resource, and we feel it can go far to really provide people with the current, local, and relevant labor market information that they're looking for. Membership in Labor Market Online does come with a cost. Individual membership is $24.99 per month. For organizations with 1 to 10 staff, it's $79.99 per month. For organizations with 11 to 50 staff, that's $149.99 per month. For organizations with 51 to 100 staff, that's $199.99 per month. And for organizations with 101 or more staff, that's $249.99 per month. If an organization does many different things, take for instance a university or a college, where you have a small group of people who all do career development work, we're not looking at the whole university or the whole library chain or the whole nonprofit organization. We're looking specifically at the number of administrative and career development staff who are specifically focused on career development. So what does that cost work out to? Well, for a small member, say with 10 staff or less, the cost of membership is just $7.99 per staff person. Is that not a valuable investment when you think about the number of hours that your staff spend trying to provide great labor market information to the individuals that they're working with? For organizations with more than 100 staff, that works out to $2.49 per staff member per month. Supporting your budget. So this isn't just a resource. It provides really three functions. One is it's a resource room filled with client resources. So when you are directing people towards career exploration or job search or choosing education and training, it's a one-stop resource room of labor market information. It's also professional development for your staff. We are constantly providing new resources that your staff can learn from and expand their repertoire as a career professional. But we also do monthly training sessions that allow your staff to stay on top of the very latest labor market information. And the last thing is it's curriculum and training resources, so that if you're doing facilitation for people or helping people make their career decisions, you can build our work into your own practice. In exchange for this investment, Labor Market Information is providing a team of career professionals where we are constantly culling, gathering, and developing the very latest BC-specific labor market information, an activity that would cost any organization hundreds of thousands of dollars each year to undertake on their own. Starting a membership in Labor Market Online is quite easy. You just complete the online membership form, which you can find at OntarioLaborMarketOnline.org. Just click on the membership tab. Staff will program our system to allow all of your staff to log in, utilize the resources, and provide our weekly labor market updates. And we'll distribute an onboarding letter and client or student credentials explaining how Labor Market Online works and how you maximize its utilization. We'd love to speak to you about membership. If you are interested, it is OntarioLaborMarketOnline.org. Our telephone number is 647-660-3665, and our email is OntarioLMR@outlook.com. We look forward to speaking with you. Thanks.